going to be transforming this t-shirt that I got from the thrift store for $3. I absolutely love the color. If you're following me on Instagram, I did a black shirt, but it was too hard to show the ruching on that video, so I decided to go and grab another one in a brighter color. That way the ruching can show more in the tutorial. So love, love, love the shirt. I love the design in the back, and then right here it says a blessed girl. You know, we are blessed and highly favored. So I love this t-shirt. So now I'm gonna transform it. I'm gonna add 2 ruching here in the side, and yeah, that's all we're gonna be doing, but it's gonna make such a big difference in the style of the t-shirt. So if that is something that you're interested in, then go ahead and get comfy and let's get into this tutorial. First thing to do is to give the shirt a good iron, a good press, so there is no wrinkles, and then put the shirt on. Now I'm going to mark how long or how short I want the shirt to be. So I want it to be pretty much here at my belly button. Keep in mind with the ruching, it is going to get shorter. So if you don't want your stomach to be shown, you may want to go a little bit lower, and then once it ruches up, then it will still be in a good place for you. For me, I want the shirt to start at the belly button. Once I ruche up, then I want a little bit of my stomach to show. So I'm just going to mark right here at my belly button. And to mark it, I'm just going to put a pin here. Be careful. So I put a pin right at the belly button where I want the shirt to be. Then I'm going to need 2 more pins. These are just to mark the center of the ruching for me. And I want that to be, I always mark it where my nipples are. So I'm just going to put a pin here and a pin here. Alright, so first I'm going to lay the shirt flat on my table. I am taking that pin out that I used to mark how long I want the shirt to be, because I'm just going to use my ruler to draw a straight line across to indicate that. Alright, so ignore that second line. So after you make that marking for how long you actually want the shirt to be, you're going to want to add an extra inch or 2, and this is just to fold up the hem. So for me, I am adding an extra 1.5 inch for that hem that I'm going to be turning up. Now I'm going to cut straight across that line. I am going to use the remainder of the shirt to cut out the strings as well as the channel to create that ruching. So first, let's focus on the string. So as you can see here, I'm cutting out a piece. The width is 3 inches, and then the length of the string end up being 40 inches. And how I come about that length is just whatever the width of the shirt is. So that would just be whatever the width of your shirt. Maybe you can adjust that, you can cut it down or make it longer if you want. So just to give you guys what I'm working with, each of my string, I'm cutting that out to be 1.5 inch by 40. Alright, so these 2 pieces are going to be used as the strings for the ruching. Now we need to cut out the channel. So the channel is going to be based on the length of the shirt. So I'm going to come back to the channel. In the meantime, I am going to fold over the strings so I can take them over to the sewing machine as well as the shirt. So I'm just going to go and cut one of the ends like this to open that up, and then do the same to this side. And then I'm going to actually iron this in place. Here I'm just going to fold over right side facing right side, and just give it a good press in the center all the way down. Repeat those same steps for the second string. Once I fold over and press, I'm going to take it over to the sewing machine and sew the raw edge, leaving 1/4 inch seam allowance. Now, once I've sewn the string, in order to turn it over to the right side, I'm going to use a safety pin, attach it to one end on only one side and push that through. Now let's move on to the shirt. I put the markings on the right side, but I actually need to be putting them on the wrong side. That way I can fold it and sew it over. So I'm just going to turn it over to the wrong side and put those markings that I have on the right side. Let me just make sure that everything is laying flat, nothing is bulging. That way I can get an accurate marking. The bottoms need to line up. Alright, and starting from the bottom, the markings up are going to be 1/2 inch. So this is going to be for the first fold. And then I'm going up another 1/2 inch. And then since I'm folding it twice, I am doing 3 lines. Then I'm going to turn over and do the same thing on the other side. This just makes it easier for me when I go to sew the hem. Now, following those lines, I'm just going to fold over the hem twice and press it flat before taking it over to the sewing machine. I'm going to fold over once again. Like I said, you don't have to go this route. You could just pin it in place. But I think it makes it just easier and a better finish for me. I'm still going to pin it. But I just like to press it first. Now, the hem is all set and ready. I can bring this over to the sewing machine. Alright, so actually before I took the shirt over to the sewing machine, I laid it flat on the table so that I can find the measurement for that channel piece. So I'm going to put the tip of the ruler right at that pin that I marked in the beginning of the video, and then measure from there to the bottom of the shirt, which ends up being 6.5 inches. So now I'm going to use the remaining shirt to cut out the channel. So the shirt is already folded, so I just need to cut this out once because I'm already going to get two since it's folded. So that measurement that I took just a minute ago is 6.5. I'm going to add an extra inch to that, so 7.5 by 3 inches. So that's what I'm measuring here, and then I'm going to cut out that for the channel. Now I'm going to cut right at the fold to separate the two. Alright, now on each side of that rectangular piece, I'm going to measure out and line ½ inch. This is why I added an extra inch, because I am going to fold over ½ inch on the top, the bottom, and on both sides. That way when I sew this down to the shirt, the raw edges are not showing. So I'm just going to mark that over, and then I'm going to give it a good press before sewing this down to the t-shirt. Repeat those same exact steps for the second panel, which is pretty much folding over the ½ inch mark that I made, then press it flat. After folding and pressing the sides flat, I'm going to draw a straight line through the middle that creates two channels in each side, measuring 1 inch each. Again, using those two markings that I made earlier in the video, I'm going to use that as a guide to place my channels. I am using my ruler here, or you can use a tape measure just to make sure that both channels are the same distance from the side, just to make sure nothing is lopsided and that it does look symmetrical once I put the shirt on. Making sure the sides are fully folded over, pin that down to the shirt before taking it over to the sewing machine. Now I'm going to straight stitch along the side of the channel where the pins are, and also that center line that I marked out with my chalk. Make sure at the beginning, at the end, you do back stitch. Alright guys, and we're on to the final step, which is just to insert the string in. So you're going to start at one end. I'm using my safety pin. I'm going to push that through to one of the channel, bring that up and then down to the other side and push that through. Repeat the same step to the other channel, and then you guys all finish. That was a super simple upcycle. Let me know what you guys think in the comment box below, and if you have any questions, then drop them in the comments as well. If you enjoyed today's upcycle, then don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Happy sewing.